Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. We come to you live from Denver, Colorado. It is the Legends Cup Finals, year one of the LSUHL, and the Colorado Avalanche, the number one seed in the Western Conference, won game four to avoid the series sweep at the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a long climb up that mountain from the 3-0 deficit, but they got the first one out of the way. The first one, Tampa wasn't expecting to sweep Colorado. It probably doesn't sit that heavily with them. But if Tampa can win a second, if Colorado can win a second one here, suddenly the seeds of doubt can start creeping in. Tampa's going to look to put the clamps on this one in Denver. The Avalanche hope to see Florida one more time. We get down to the ice for game five. Wayne March joins us. How are you, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. I hope you are doing well. Have a rare opportunity lately to actually be able to do a live evening broadcast and trying to get through this postseason here. Going to have some announcements, changes, things coming up here on the LSU once this series is complete. Although I certainly wouldn't mind it getting prolonged a little bit and get a Game 7 out of this. But first, we deal here with Game 5. Colorado wins the draw. Pass stolen there by Martin St. Louis. St. Louis rushes in on Varlamov. Shot score! And Tampa strikes immediately. Martin St. Louis, who has been so good throughout this series and the whole postseason, 22 seconds into Game 5. Gets a breakaway, beats Varlamov, his 8th goal of the playoffs. And the Lightning strike quickly, 1-0 Tampa. Well, after a nip and tuck Game 4, a 2-1 Colorado win, Tampa comes flying out of the gate. San Luis finds the net quickly, 22 seconds in, his 8th of the postseason. 1-0 Lightning. And the crowd hasn't even sat down yet. Stamkos across the blue line. Dumps that one in. Forsberg gets there first for Colorado. In front, San Luis gets another opportunity. Varlamov turns that one aside. Eric Johnson gets stripped, and then he gets taken down by Johnny Gaudreau. So Colorado will get a power play opportunity here. Gaudreau, the second one is the one that gets him. Gaudreau hit him a first time, and they let it go. The second one draws the call, 1:06 in. So an eventful first minute and change here in Game 5. Colorado's power play has not been great in the postseason. Very strong during the year. Tampa's penalty kill, of course, the best in the league during the regular season. Mikko Rantanen gets stripped of the puck. Kamensky keeps it in. Rantanen, Kamensky down low. Shot there, goes wide of the mark. Cernak gets it for Tampa, tries to shuffle it along the board. Colorado tries to keep it in. Alex Killorn wins it, gets it through the neutral zone, and sends it down into the Colorado end. Behind the net, Rantanen to Hejuk. Hejuk with the breakout pass to Kamensky. Kamensky played a very strong Game 4. Alex Tanguay, who had the first goal in Game 4, gets it there, clears Kamensky up the high side. Centering pass to no one. Anthony Cirelli picks it off. Sent all the way down the ice. Colorado will have to go back to regroup. Hejuk evades Killorn behind the net, but an errant pass there sails out into the neutral zone. Tampa, however, turns it back over. This has similarities here in these first couple of minutes to Game 4. Just not a lot of flow. Again, San Luis scored that goal flying out of the faceoff circle 22 seconds into the game here to get that goal. But remember, the Game 4 passing from both sides is below that 80% threshold that's usually considered the acceptable number. 80 is okay, 85 is good, 90 is exceptional. But below 80 is generally a sign that there's not a lot of flow, not a lot of connection to the game. And neither side broke 80% in Game 4. 30 seconds left on the Avalanche power play. Rantanen gets it behind the net. He's checked, kicked along the end board. Gratton receives it. Gratton feeds in front to Callahan, and on the shorthand, Tampa trying to threaten here. Gratton gets trapped behind the net, tries to send it in front. Hejuk intercepts. Now here comes Colorado, what has been an absolutely fruitless power play. They get called for an icing, and now they get called for an offside with only 10 seconds remaining. Sakic, McKinnon, and Forsberg out there right now for Colorado. This has been a nothing power play for the Avalanche. Tampa wins the draw. Andre Palat gets across the blue line. Feed in front, intercepted by Ozolinsh, and I'll tell you, you couldn't tell that Colorado was the team on the power play there. Tampa had the better opportunities. Funky bounce out of the corner, comes back in front of the net. No harm, no foul. We are back at even strength. Goudreau across the blue line. Head stripped. Forsberg gets it to Jones. Jones up the near side, crosses the blue line, carries in the middle. Victor Hedman strips it from him. Goudreau sets a lot free. Back to Goudreau. Goudreau across the blue line. A little bit of a deep shot there, partially blocked. Varlamov swats it away with his stick. Jones gets taken down. Cernak beats him. Cernak driving to the net. Cuts middle. Feed in front. Shot saved. Rebound. Goudreau can't pull the trigger on it. I think he got his stick lifted as he tried to get that shot off. We come up on 15 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Takedown there and an offsides call. That was Goudreau who got flattened. Didn't see who hit him. Goudreau, Stamkos, and San Luis, Lehkonen, Kadri, and Jones, their forward line. Colorado yet to have a shot 5 minutes in. San Luis rushes to open space, now sends it in, down and around. Stamkos with the pressure, and Nazem Kadri gets there first. Gets it to Jones, good breakout pass to the blue line. Trying to go cross ice, San Luis intercepted. That's a similar play to how he got that breakaway goal right after the opening draw here tonight. Stamkos gets crushed. Colorado playing a little bit more physically here in the early going. Kadri rips a slap shot way wide of the mark. They keep it in the zone, though. Lehkonen pressured by Boyle behind the net. Puck trickles toward the side of the net. Vasilevsky steals it off. He reached for it. Couldn't come up with it. Pressure in the corner. Kicked along the sideboards. Here comes Tampa. Break out there to Point. Point across the blue line. Nice move by Braden Point. Central gets a good look, but Varlamov with the save. And he will hold on for the faceoff. 13-16 left in period number 1. Lawrence, Cirelli, and Johnson. Tanguay, Landeskog, and Nichushkin. Victor Hedman gets checked off the puck. Still gets it to Killorn. Tanguay to Landeskog. Turns it over to Cirelli. Cirelli with a shot. Bad save there from Varlamov. Kicked into the corner. Kyle Johnson tries to throw it in front. Colorado intercepts. Landeskog chase. Gets it across ice to Tanguay. Turnover in front. Cirelli can't quite get control, but he regains control. Now he gets pressured. Tanguay gets it off of him. Landeskog through the neutral zone. And Nichushkin across the blue line. Nichushkin tries to get it back to Landeskog. Tyler Johnson separates him from the puck. Never a shot opportunity. Colorado is still without a shot. 8 minutes and change in. Cirelli with a shot, steered aside by Varlamov. Still on the end boards. Nichushkin gets it. Break out to Forsberg. Forsberg sends it in all the way around. Braden Point gets there first. Tampa. After the blue line, checked off the puck. Ozolinsh, though, gets stripped by Cirelli. Great open for Cirelli, and he scores! Anthony Cirelli, his third goal of the playoffs, his second of the series. And the Lightning have a 2-0 lead here in Denver in Game 5. Cirelli has had a terrific opening period here. He has been everywhere. He strips Sandis Ozolinsh, and no trickery that time. He just beats Varlamov. Stick side. Looks like he got it under the arm there. So the Lightning have struck the guy who's supposed to be Bob Hartley, looking fittingly miserable behind the Colorado bench. Not the way they thought this one was going to start. 11:02 left in the first third of the playoffs for Cirelli. Unassisted. 2-0 Tampa. Here's Ryan Malone. Malone gets checked off the puck by Ozolinsh. Colorado needs something, and they need it quick. Ranger along the end board, whips it around. Cernak to Malone. Malone to Callahan. Moves it for Ranger. Now it's Callahan. Callahan top of the right circle. Ozolinsh pokes it away from him. Here comes Kamensky through the neutral zone. He's checked off the puck. Callahan sends it in. Down around behind the Colorado net. Johnson to Ozolinsh. Turnover in front. Score! And things have unraveled in a hurry. For the Colorado Avalanche, Chris Gratton, the enforcer, his third goal of the playoffs. And this is just ugly. Try to get it near the net, turned over, and Gratton punches it in. Now, I've talked about this previously. I got this game playing great right now, and it really didn't take that much work. It's not like Madden where I had to do a ton to it. But this play that happens here is the AI issue in there's too much skating by defenders near their own net. And that has been an issue with NHL for as long as I've played the series. And I don't know why they haven't fixed it. But that kind of a play, it doesn't happen regularly, but it happens far more than it should. But alas, it's a terrible turnover, and it's a Chris Gratton goal, and it is all Lightning here in Game 5. Rantanen sends it down and around behind the Tampa net. And you can hear a pin drop here in Ball Arena right now. Louis Krupp. Krupp gets checked along the board. A lot. Pass there, picked off. Here's Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon sends it in. Sends it around. There's nobody there on the forecheck. Colorado completely out of sorts right now. Landeskog feet in front. Forsberg scores! And just like that, your team leader, Peter Forsberg, bags his 12th of the postseason, and boy, did the Avalanche need this. Forsberg gets loose in the middle. Two guys were there, both leaving. And Forsberg ends up in the slot in front of Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky gets a piece of it, but Forsberg slips it through. And a sign of life here from the Avalanche, in between the arm and the pad, point-blank range. And Peter Forsberg has his 12th goal of the postseason, third most in the league. 12:03 of the first, Lehkonen with the assists. And now it's 3-1, so an eventful first period, to say the least. After a 2-1 nip-and-tuck affair in Game 4. Stamkos digs it out of the corner, tries to play it out. Jones intercepts. big hit there by Johnson, who then goes and steals the puck. Lehkonen being pressured by Stamkos. He evades it. Gets it across the blue line. Lehkonen drives to the net. Shot. Save from Vasilevsky, who'll cover up and hold on. So 3 straight goals by the Lightning, but then Forsberg answers. Give Colorado a sign of life here in the first period that has not gone their way. Obviously, plenty of game left. Landeskog steals it. Tries to feed it in front. McDonough with the steal gets it to Gratton. Gratton has his pocket kicked by Tanguay. Tanguay to Nichushkin across the blue line. Valerie Nichushkin drives in. Shot. Save from Vasilevsky. Defender all over him, but Nichushkin able to body him off. Still drive to the net and get a good opportunity. Colorado's passing is at 72.5. That is a very low percentage. Gratton wins the draw. Malone to Gratton through the neutral zone. Gratton to McDonough. Pass there, stolen by Sakic. Sakic sends it in. Colorado will try to get the forecheck. Jesus gets there first. See, it can't be handled. Tampa coming the other way. Gratton loses it. Battle with Kamensky. Kamensky comes out of that battle with it. Sakic sends it down and around. Colorado will try to get the forecheck going there, but McDonough gets there first. Good breakout pass. Try to get it out of the zone to Killorn. Killorn with a stretch pass there to Callahan across the blue line. Ryan Callahan tries to get a shot off. Miller lifts his stick. Comes the other way. That looked like a possible trip. If he'd gone down, Colorado might have a power play right now. But we keep playing even strength. Hammerlich feeds it down low. Tip-in attempt. Unsuccessful. Kamensky has his stick raised by Killorn. He sends it over to Cirelli. Cirelli feet in front, but then San Luis. San Luis can't get the shot off. It's tied up in his skates. Actually, it looks like they did register a shot for him there. That did not look like he actually pulled the trigger on it. Rantanen loses control to come up on 3 minutes remaining in the opening period. Ryan McDonough. McDonough to Cirelli, who stays on side. Cirelli shot. Stick save from Varlamov. Rantanen gets it behind the net, and we're going to have a power play coming for the Lightning. Mikko Rantanen going to the box. Oh, what did he do? Oh, he hit it. Oh, boy. He tried to get it clear and missed the glass and sends it out. Oh, boy, that's a terrible mistake there. So a delay of game call on Mikko Rantanen gives Tampa a power play here late in period number 1. Hedman shot. Pass save from Varlamov. Stamkos. Stamkos to Gaudreau. Gaudreau pass. Hedman with a shot way wide of the mark. Tampa keeps it in the zone, though. Hedman whips, fires, redirect, goes wide. San Luis tries a wraparound. Shot, score! San Luis again! And the Lightning on the power play pick up the goal. It is 4-1 Tampa in period 1. This has been a tight series throughout. We have not had a 3-goal lead at any point in this series until now, and it is the first period of Game 5. San Luis on the wraparound goes top shelf, 2nd of the game, 9th of the playoffs, and it is all Lightning here in the opening frame of Game 5. Stamkos and Hedman get the assists. And the crowd in Colorado is quiet once again. Nathan McKinnon tries to get something going there. Vasilevsky stones it and holds on. Tampa out shooting Colorado 13-5 at this point. Avalanche. Remember early on, the Avalanche were the team that was having the big first periods. That feels like a lifetime ago. Ozolin to McKinnon. McKinnon flips it in. Goes behind the Tampa net. San Luis to Cernak. And if Tampa wins this, they are the LSUHL champions for year 1. They have a 3-1 series lead. Feed in front. Stamkos with a good opportunity. Colorado letting way too much play occur right in front of their net. McKinnon shovels this one in as we go to the final minute of period number 1. Danger to Braden Point. Point through the neutral zone, sends it down and around. Group gets over. Malone beats him to the puck. Looks for somebody in front. Now Malone feeds. Coming on. I believe that was Stamkos, actually. Couldn't get the pass to him. 13 seconds and counting here in the opening stanza. Puck can't be handled. Group to Zadorov. 5 seconds left. Zadorov being pressured. Turns it over, and then Zadorov ends up having to block the shot there after the terrible turnover. And period number 1 comes to a close. Well, we will try to unpack an eventful first 20 minutes here in Game 5. The Lightning with a 3-goal lead 40 minutes away from a Legends Cup championship. 13 shots to 5 for Tampa. Tampa with an uncharacteristic hits advantage, 8-3. Colorado had like 3 big hits, but they were, I guess, the only hits of the period. Both sides with 1 penalty. Tampa cashed in on their power play. That's 75% passing efficiency for Colorado. Is terrible. Again, as we mentioned, that figure should be at least 80. NHL doesn't, the real NHL doesn't really track that. At least not that I ever see anywhere. But for the purposes of the game here, 80% is like your benchmark. You've got to be at least 80. Well, Tampa didn't score 80 goals, but they did score 4. And let's start off here. This one didn't take long, folks. 22 seconds in. Right off the initial faceoff pass here. Cross-ice pass, and San Luis just steps in, steals, accelerates with Varlamov. Forehand, backhand, goal, light the lamp. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Then it was Anthony Cirelli. Forsberg's pass here. Oilers, and again, collision there. And Cirelli looks like he gets the worst of that collision, but fights through it. That's a great play by Cirelli. He looked like he got the worst end of that hit. It still comes out of there with the puck. Skates in, beats Varlamov. 2-0 Lightning. And then, well, this is just about as bad as a blunder gets. Down behind the net, pass behind the net, trying to get it out. Ozelinch ends up turning it over in front. A miscommunication there. Gratton with the steal, flips it past Varlamov. 3-0 Lightning. But then if you're Colorado, you're trying to dig some hope out of this situation. Palat down in the corner, tries to send it around. His pass puts way too much on that pass. Goes past Hammerlick. Lehkonen gets it. Feed in front, past Boyle. 2 guys were both, it was Hammerlick and Palat, are both kind of lurking with Forsberg. And they start to break it out. I don't know if they thought that puck was going to get stolen, but both guys leave Forsberg's side. You didn't need 2 covering him, but you got to have 1 guy with Peter Forsberg. Instead, Forsberg beats Vasilevsky, and Colorado has a sign of hope. That lasted about 5 minutes. And then it was Martin San Luis again. San Luis behind the net, wraps around here, senses there's some traffic in front, and just gets the backhand off. All starts with the Hedman slap shot. Misses the mark. San Luis wraps. Bang, backhand. That's a beautiful shot, actually. Far post. Puts it in. And there are your goals. 4-1 Tampa. Can Colorado regroup from this? This is not going to be easy. Tampa does a very good job, generally, of lead protection, which Colorado has not done in this series. They haven't had a chance to in this one. Lightning 40 minutes away with a 3-goal lead from bringing home the first Legends Cup. Let's get back down to the ice here in Denver. A crowd that has had the life sucked out of it here at Ball Arena. Through Stamkos and San Luis, Rantanen, Forsberg, and McKinnon. Throw has it stripped by McKinnon. McKinnon races in, cuts it back, feeds Forsberg. Forsberg has his pass stolen by San Luis, but wins it back. Stamkos picks Johnson's pocket. Stamkos gets released by McKinnon to Forsberg. McKinnon, shot goes wide. Rantanen gets down in the corner, feed in front. San Luis intercepts, gets it to Gaudreau. Johnny Hockey sends it in. Down out of the corner, banks off the side of the net. Here comes McKinnon. McKinnon sends it in, but Hedman gets there first. Breakout pass to Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau. Gaudreau in on a breakaway on Varlamov. Shot pad save from Varlamov. Nicely done. Ozolin spins it out of the corner. He sends it up to Forsberg. Forsberg to McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon feeds Forsberg. Shot sprawling save from Vasilevsky. Hedman gets it clear. Great look from Forsberg, but Vasilevsky up to the task. McKinnon chips it in. Goes down around behind the net. Trapped in the corner. Landeskog digs it out. Gabriel Landeskog tries to slip it in the middle. Malone pokes it away from him. Down and around into the Colorado end. Brook being pressured by Stamkos. Brook kicks it along the boards. Kamensky gets it. He's being pressured. Johnson wins it. Tries to stuff it in. Misses the mark. Goes behind the net. Zadorov with the breakout to Landeskog. Landeskog sends it down and around. Racing to it is Kamensky. Kamensky skates all the way behind the net. Tries to feed in front. Big hit there. Shot. Loose puck in front. Colorado still trying to dig for it. Kamensky's taken down, and there's going to be a penalty, and that's on Cirelli. So Colorado putting the pressure on here early in the second period. Anthony Cirelli goes high on the back there, and now he's going to go to the box to have some time to think about it. 3:49 of period number 2, and a potentially big power play situation here for the Avalanche. Down 3, again, plenty of game left, but you get a man advantage here. You've got to cash this in. Rantanen, the Tanguay, Kamensky shot, doesn't quite get all the way through, I don't think. Tanguay feeds to Kadri on the doorstep. Kadri turns around, shot. Vasilevsky turns that one away with the stick. Callahan tries to get it clear down the ice, and he does. Skating back on it is Hedges. Hedges breakout stretch pass, nicely done to Tanguay. Tanguay across the blue line to Kamensky. Kamensky down low, trickles side of the net. Nobody gets it. Now Boyle digs it out, banks it off the glass, at least gets it out into the neutral zone. Avalanche will have to regroup. Hedges pass almost picked off by Rantanen. That's not right. Rantanen's on his team. Rantanen. I read that name wrong. Jones carries in deep, tries to work on Boyle. Boyle intercepts, tries to send it down the ice. Nicely gathered by Landeskog in the neutral zone. Saves a few seconds. Here's Ozolin. Poked away. Callahan banks it off the glass, and this one will make it all the way down. 40 seconds left on the Colorado power play. Lehkonen to Chuskin to Landeskog. Landeskog across the blue line. Right circle. Drives in. Feed across the Lehkonen. Back to Landeskog. Shot. Saved from Vasilevsky. McKinnon digs it out. Played up to the point. Bad job there by Colorado. That exits the zone. They're going to have to regroup. 17 seconds left on the power play. Tanguay to Lehkonen. Loses it to Callahan. Callahan sends it all the way down. Like a shot, it comes off the end board. Tanguay then almost turns it over. Power play is done. We're back at even strength. Tanguay, cross-ice pass to Lehkonen. Lehkonen shot. Saved by Vasilevsky. Ozolin keeps the pressure on. Paul Ranger wins it. Again, play near the net. That was a little bit different. He was pushed towards the net, but even so, Vasilevsky decides to cover it up and avoid an ugly situation. Andrei Vasilevsky's had to make a couple of difficult saves so far. Picking up his stellar play of this entire postseason. That was, in the words of John Madden, a double doink. So he kept it out of the net. Hit one arm, hit the other arm, and then fell in front of him. Oh, it's won by Colorado. Zadorov pass there. Kruk leaves the zone. Colorado will have to regroup. Group has his pocket picked by Gaudreau, but wins it back. Group just plain out-muscling him there. McKinnon's pass picked off by Johnson. Johnson checked off it. Zadorov to Rantanen. Rantanen across the blue line. Pressured along the board. Zadorov goes to help, no matter. Tampa still wins it. Here's Stamkos. Stamkos across the blue line. Here for Johnson to point. Point shot. Glove save. Varlamov will hold on. 12:31 left in the second period. Lawrence, Cirelli, and Johnson for Tampa. Kaminsky, Sakic, and Hayjuk for the Avalanche. Sakic wins the draw. Lyles gets it to Mills. Hayjuk. Hayjuk shot deflected. Vasilevsky stays with it with the stick save. Here comes Tampa. Johnson across the blue line. Killorn. Killorn shot. Save from Varlamov. And he will freeze the puck. Tampa Bay Lightning. Roughly 32 minutes away from bringing home the first Legends Cup. Colorado trying to stay alive. Sakic tees up wide of the mark. Bounces back in front of the net, but Colorado had nobody there. Cavalier to Palat. Palat across the blue line. Feeds Point. Point with a shot. Varlamov with the save. Tampa has put things back their way again here at the moment. Pretty good look here on Semyon Varlamov. Oh, it's one. Hammerlick tries to get a shot off. Unable to. He gets tied up. Lyle sends it in. Down around behind the net. Hammerlick to Palat. Palat to Boyle. Boyle rips a shot way wide. Whistles all the way around. Kadri gets it. Tries to center it. The Cavalier intercepts. Boyle being pressured. Palat. Point races to the front. His shot is deflected behind the net. Point gets his own rebound. To Hedman. Hedman center and pass. Picked off by Jones. Jones not particularly fast, though. He will get skated down. Chased down from behind. Now Jones stays with it, though. Tries to get a shot off. Hedman lifts his stick. Now Hedman gets it out. Cross-ice pass to Stamkos. Stamkos is crushed. Oh, boy. Stamkos stays on. He looked like he was going to go out, but now Stamkos staying on. Pressures Sakic and along the board. McDonough's shot blocked. Johnson banks it off the board. Cross ice to Forsberg. Forsberg shot from a distance. Stick save from Vasilevsky, steered into the corner. Ozolin loses it to Stamkos. Turnover. Sakic shot. Glove save from Vasilevsky. Oh, good look from Sakic between the circles. But Vasilevsky snares it. Lawrence, Cirelli, and Johnson, Tanguay, Landeskog, and Nichushkin out there right now. 5 goals in the opening period, none so far here in the second. Another big hit from Colorado. Tyler Johnson gets crushed. Nichushkin across the blue line. Nichushkin drives to the net. Shot, save, Vasilevsky who falls on it. We've got some pushing and jumping in the crease. Anthony Forsberg and McKinnon out now for the Avalanche. Face off. Tampa's got it. Ranger to Johnson. Johnson gets hammered. Nikita Zadorov hitting everything that moves. Forsberg from the circle. Shot, glove, save. Vasilevsky snatches it. Little Ricky Henderson snatch catch action there. But Nikita Zadorov is just hammering people. Tyler Johnson here gets taken down hard. Goes into the boards. 3 hits for Zadorov. He's a menace out there for sure. Cirelli goes over, takes some exception in the hit. But nothing escalates. Colorado wins the throw, but they turn it over quickly. Callahan to Malone. Malone across the blue line has it poked away. Drives to the net. Malone, shot, pad save from Varlamov. Callahan gets it, tries to feed it in front. Proof intercepts. Dribbles across the crease, and now Colorado gets it out. Ranger gets it in the neutral zone to Cernak. Cernak being pressured back into the Tampa end. They turn Ranger to Gratton, and they break out. Gratton dumps it in. Tampa will go for a change. Kinnan gets it. Moves to Zadorov. Again, don't do much shuffling around in front of their own net. Tampa gets the steal and hits the post. Landeskog sends it around. Colorado trying to get a little bit too cute with their redirection there, and it almost burns them. Gaudreau pressured along the board. Boyle goes to help. Pass can't be handled. Miller. Down around. Boyle. Callahan. Ryan Callahan gets checked, but gives it up to Boyle. Big hit there by the bench. Tampa still has control, though. Gaudreau has it poked away, wins it back. Has it poked away, wins it back again. Johnny Gaudreau battling. Good work from Gaudreau. They can't get him off the puck. Finally they do. Eric Johnson to Jones. Jones to Miller. Miller's pass stolen by Boyle. Palat. Boyle. Shot. Blocked. Palat gets it back. Feet in front. Can't be handled. Mensky has it coming the other way. Now loses the puck there on a centering pass. Here comes Tampa once again. Andre Palat checked off the puck by Miller. Looks like Palat took him down. No call. Gratton from the circle. Shot save. Gaudreau in front. Shot. That one gets blocked. Gets to Varlamov, who covers up. Aaron Miller getting involved in the hit game. Or a block game here. Ooh, right off the foot. Oh, boy. Nowhere to the bench. Not going down the tunnel, though. So gotta think he'll be back in this game. But that one certainly didn't feel good. 2:39 left here in the second. Still 4-1 Tampa. Stamkos wins it. Boyle to Hammerley. To Gaudreau. Gaudreau loses the puck. Johnson takes it off of him. Johnson carries. Hammerley pokes it away. Tampa comes the other way. Boyle tries to shovel it out. Trickles through traffic, goes down the ice. San Luis is going to get there first. Martin San Luis doesn't have anybody. San Luis gets hit behind the net. Sorry, good feed in front. Shot there by Cernak. No, that's not Cernak. Cernak's not set. Cernak didn't go. Never mind. Somebody with a shot that didn't go in. Sakic through traffic, redirected. But lead that got to Vasilevsky. Pad save. Another pad save on a slapper from the point. McDonough gets it out of danger. Final minute here of the second period. Sent down and around by Tampa. Here's Sakic. Sakic stretches it out to Forsberg across the blue line. Forsberg drives to the net. Now gives it up. Proof with a shot. Vasilevsky with the glove save. 21.4 remaining on the clock. Ange, Landeskog, and Nichushkin pull out the Cavalier and point. Edmund, McDonough. McDonough to the point. Battle along the boards. Final 10 seconds. Zadorov plays it to Nichushkin. Nichushkin gets tied up, can't get a shot off, and period number 2 comes to a close. No goals to speak of. Lots of contact. Dan Boyle gets deposited in the Colorado bench. Miller, let's see that one again. Right off the ankle. What hurts far more than that, Colorado 20 minutes away from having their season ended. 4-1 Tampa. The Lightning 20 minutes away from hoisting the cup. 21-19 shots advantage, a 13-10 hits advantage. Colorado much better moving the puck around. They got that passing. That means they put it past an 85% clip in that period. After a 75, a putrid total in the first period. Only one penalty in the period. That went to Tampa. It was killed off. Colorado has not been able to cash in. Eric Johnson's the guy who sent Boyle into the bench. No goals to show any replays of. Let's see something else. Colorado team stats. Forsberg has 4 shots. McKinnon has 2. Sakic only has 1. They really need Sakic and McKinnon. I mean, McKinnon's had a great postseason. He's kind of been invisible the last couple of games. Colorado needs either McKinnon or Sakic, if not both of them, to join Forsberg with the quality of play over these last couple of games. Forsberg is trying to grind this out and put the team on his back. But now down 3, he can use a little help. 20 minutes remaining. Tampa, an opportunity to hoist the first LSUHL Legends Cup. Colorado trying to keep the series alive and force a Game 6. They've got some work to do as we head to the ice at Ball Arena. You can see this Colorado crowd does not have a lot going on right now. Now they try to awaken a little bit. Try to root their boys on for a magical 20 minutes. Stamkos loses it. Regains it. Gets a good shot. Great save, Varlamov. That is probably Semyon Varlamov's best save of the night. Here we see Anthony Cirelli. Well, that's a great shot from Cirelli before. Cirelli's the one who got the shot when he left his feet. Cirelli's been all over the place tonight. He's done a really good job. Obviously, he has the 1 goal. But this is it. He gets check, fights through the check, gets the puck anyway, and bags it. That's a big, big goal for Cirelli. Throws Stamkos and San Luis, Rantanen, Forsberg, and McKinnon faced off to Varlamov's left. 1 by Colorado. Ozolins to Forsberg. To Rantanen. Rantanen across the blue line. He can't get there. Hedman with the interception. Stamkos sends it in. Goes around on the forecheck. Tampa wins it. Gaudreau feet in front. Stamkos, another great save from Varlamov. Stamkos feet in front. Gaudreau tries to shovel it towards the net, hoping that Stamkos can surge to the front, or San Luis can surge to the front. But Varlamov smothered. But Semyon Varlamov, I know it looks ugly with the 4 goals up there. I only think one of those early goals you could consider putting on Varlamov. They really weren't his fault. There's defensive screw-ups and bad play in front of him. That is a terrific save from Varlamov. Both he and Vasilevsky have been terrific all postseason and throughout this series. Right now, Varlamov does not have much more room for error. McKinnon sends it in all the way around. Rantanen tries to send it in front. Victor Hedman, the only body there. McDonough gets stumped. Stamkos to Gaudreau. Gaudreau across the blue line. Johnson stands him up. Poke free. Landeskog to Forsberg. Peter Forsberg through the neutral zone. Stamkos pressuring him. Forsberg staying between him and the puck. Gets to Landeskog in front. Shot. Redirect. Nothing got through. Tampa comes the other way. Cirelli gets checked again. But he once again stays with it. Ozolins this time separates him from it. McDonough comes in to help. 4-man battle along the boards. Now Tanguay comes out of there with it. Kadri sends it in, down and around. Nichushkin tries to drive to the post, trying to stuff it in. Vasilevsky seals off the post and smothers it for the faceoff. Another opportunity here. Slapper there. It gets redirected. It actually hits off of Ozil. Varlamov stays with the redirect. Sakic wins the draw. Fruit from the point. Feed it down low. Sakic down low. Puck gets poked away. Palat to point. Point to the neutral zone. Tries to dump it in. Fruit blocks it. Sakic through the neutral zone, sends it back the other way. Colorado pressuring. Hammerlick forced down in the corner, gets it over to Boyle. Puck is stolen. Braden Point trying to beat away Crew. Point gets away from him. Varlamov with the pad save. Kicks it aside. Tampa keeps it in though. Hammerlick throws it towards the net. Colorado intercepts. Valerie Kamensky gets absolutely hammered. Oh boy, Kamensky's going to the bench. Yeah, he might feel that one. Kamensky gets launched into orbit as Aaron Reed joins us in the chat. How are you, Aaron? Driving to the net. Shot. Glove save. Varlamov holds on. Take a look here. First of all, Vasilevsky with the denial of Sakic in the slot. Now its Point comes down the other way, and Varlamov denies him. You want to see that hit again. Kamensky, that was a cartoon hit. Lyle gets checked. Here's Miller, though. To Jones. Jones cuts to the net, then loses control of the puck. Ball Ranger gets it clear. It's going to go all the way down. We're going to get an icing call on the Lightning. Andrei Vasilevsky coming up with some tough saves. He needs about 15 more minutes of tough saves, and Tampa hoists the cup. Tampa's out shooting Colorado 26-20. Second in Kadri and Jones out there for the Avalanche right now. 15 minutes left, down 3. If you're Colorado, you're playing this game in 5-minute segments. Win these 5 minutes. To get a level. Oh, Chris Bratton gets a deflected puck in front and almost gets his second of the game and puts this one on ice. But Varlamov denies him in front. Backhand opportunity. Chris Bratton with the flip there. Varlamov up to it. Snares it with the glove. Tampa wins the draw. Cernak for Ranger. Ranger gets it to Killorn. Killorn's pass picked off. Landeskog gets it past traffic. Tanguay in front. Nichushkin shot. Save. Vasilevsky holds on. He'll cover it up for the faceoff. Even game on the faceoff circle so far. Colorado overall has had the advantage in that category throughout the series. Ozelins to Johnson. Johnson tees up. Shot goes wide. Stamkos gets to it first. Ranger cross ice pass to Gaudreau. Gaudreau trying to deep. Now pulls it back. Gets it to Cernak. The Stamkos shot. Save Varlamov. Keeps it in the zone though. Down low. Stamkos. San Luis. San Luis in front. Gaudreau. Varlamov with another save. Semyon Varlamov coming up big here after a rough opening period. Forsberg drives to the net, beats his man, shot, blocked in front, Rantanen shot, that's stopped by Vasilevsky as well. On the doorstep stops from Andrei Vasilevsky. Stamkos working on Johnson. Johnson stops him, but Stamkos keeps control, throws it towards the net. Varlamov covers it up with San Luis on the doorstep. Nathan McKinnon and Martin San Luis. Is a save from Varlamov to Rob Gaudreau. Right in front, and now there's Vasilevsky. Turning aside Mikko Rantanen. Still 4-1 Tampa. All 5 goals in this game scored in an eventful first period. Braden Point shot. Varlamov with the save. Point loses it to Cruz. Krug tries to get it clear. Palat intercepts. Point has it. Feed in front. The Cavalier shot turned aside by Varlamov. Palat looks in front. Kamensky intercepts. Zadorov gets it to Jesus. Jesus to Sakic. Sakic across the blue line. Joe Sakic. Feed in front. Jesus shot is blocked. Sakic gets checked off the puck. Kamensky in the neutral zone. To Zadorov. Zadorov to Jesus. Cross ice to Sakic. Sakic has it poked away. Sent in. Ricochets towards the net. Varlamov with the stick pokes it away. Braden Point tries back to the net. That shot is blocked by Krug. Never made it all the way through. So that first 5-minute segment I talked about is scoreless. No advantage there for Colorado. And down 3 with 15 left. I said they needed to try to break the game into just 5-minute segments and win each 5 minutes. Tie in a 5-minute segment does nothing for them at this point. Hedman stripped by Kadri. Kadri across the blue line. Nazem Kadri has it poked away. Puck there, can't be handled. Malone gets to it, gets it to Gratton. Chris Gratton across the blue line. Gratton pass stolen by Lehkonen, who gets it to Ozolin. Ozolin cross ice, puck can't be handled. Dunn gets it to Malone. Malone across the blue line, drives in. Malone shot, hits the post, and trickles in. Ryan Malone, his first goal of the playoffs, is possibly the nail in the Colorado coffin. Oh, he looks like he makes contact with Varlamov after that. Oh, how do you allow that goal? Oh, my goodness. Shot kind of caught Varlamov up high. We're going to have to see that from another angle on the replay. We'll go through that after the game is over. But that puck didn't pop out anywhere for a while, but Malone hits Varlamov after the save. And there's no call. And it is 5-1 Tampa and the Avalanche's season on the brink. Rantanen turns it over. Malone's first goal of the entire postseason. Maybe the goal that has put this one out of reach. Stolen, Tampa wins it back. McKinnon goes for a check. Tampa keeps control again. Now Colorado gets it. Pass is lost. Here's Killorn. Killorn drives in. He's knocked off the puck. Ozolin to McKinnon. Johnson to Boyle. Boyle from the point. Shot goes wide. Johnson gets it in front. Kick save from Varlamov. Johnson to Rantanen. Rantanen stretches it out to McKinnon. McKinnon with the shot. Stick save from Vasilevsky into the corner. Ozolin. To Tanguay. Tanguay across the blue line. Alex Tanguay loses it to Hammerlick. Tries to win it back. Killorn gets it over to Hammerlick. To Tyler Johnson. Johnson through the neutral zone. 5.5 minutes remaining here in Game 5. Jones checks it. Cross ice to Miller. Miller being pressured by Johnny Gaudreau. Tampa just has more legs. They are getting to every loose puck first. They've got more pace. They've got more pep in their step. And again, you can't use Colorado's 7-game series against the Wild in the Western Conference Final because the Lightning had the exact same situation with the Maple Leafs in the East. Tanguay, shot, save, rebound, score. No, and that one, wow, they're going to wave that one off. But this may be the right call. But to wave this one off and not wave off the Brian Malone goal. Landeskog is there. And you can see, I mean, Landeskog is clearly in the street. It kind of pins Vasilevsky a little bit for being able to reach back for that puck. So this isn't a bad call in waving this one off. But I don't know. Oh, they do say. Now they say, after the review, the goal counts. So Colorado gets a much-needed goal, but most likely too little, too late. It's now 5-2. So they waved it off, sent it to review, and then decided it was a good goal, that Landeskog wasn't really interfering with him in the crease. Goudreau shot block, rebound. Goudreau gets another shot opportunity. Varlamov snares it. 3:19 remaining in a 3-goal game. Miracle happened, but only in the Olympics. Johnny Gaudreau, I'll tell you, Gaudreau has been exceptional. Remember, Gaudreau acquired in a trade at the first trade window day, November trade window day in the season. 3 trade window days here in the LSUHL, because it makes it so much easier for me to coordinate, because I set up trade parameters and AI for that and all that kind of stuff. And so I need to kind of make it select trading days as opposed to leaving it open-ended, or I'd be running calculations every day, and I don't want to do that. But anyway, Tampa acquired Gaudreau from Calgary at that first trade window. Feed in front, shot score! Nathan MacKinnon, not dead yet. 12th goal of the playoffs for MacKinnon. Oh, that's a beautiful play by Kadri. To get that in turn, feed to MacKinnon, beats Vasilevsky, and the Avalanche. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Beautiful goal from MacKinnon. Banked it off the inside of the post, I think. Yep, that's a great goal from MacKinnon. So now that Malone goal seems huge. Otherwise, this is a 1-goal game with 2:13 left. Kadri with the assist on McKinnon's 12th. Tampa wins the draw. Point drives to the net. Pass into the slot. Misses the mark. Hayjuk has his pocket picked by Palat. Say that 5 times fast. Speed in front. Can't be handled. Here's Kamensky. Kamensky through the neutral zone. Tries to dump it in. Blocked. Colorado keeps control though. Hayjuk pressures McDonough. McDonough spins away from it. I also think next time Colorado gets the puck, they got to pull Varlamov. Yep, there he goes. Okay. Zadorov to Kamensky. Colorado gets the extra attacker out. Kamensky loses it. Tries to win it back. Battles Hedman, though. Winning it from Victor Hedman, not easy. Pass out there to Point. Point to Hayjuk. Loses it to Krupp. Uwe Krupp. Tries to get it past to Palat. McCavalier. McCavalier across the blue line with the empty net. Speed one-timer goes wide. 38 seconds remaining. Krupp to Hayjuk. Hayjuk to Johnson. Eric Johnson has it poked away. Malone gets control. Check there along the boards, but Tampa keeps control anyway. 23 seconds remaining. Stamkos empty netter misses the mark. Zadorov to Johnson. Johnson to Hayjuk. Hayjuk across the blue line. Tries to get a shot off. Gets his stick lifted. Can't do it. 10 seconds, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll see. Stamkos empty netter misses the mark. It's not going to matter. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Champions. The Tampa Bay Lightning are crowned the first Legend Sports Universe Hockey League champions with a 4-1 series win over the number 1 seed in the West, the Colorado Avalanche. A terrific playoff run by the Lightning, taking down the 2nd seed Islanders, then taking down the Carolina Hurricanes. Johnny Gaudreau gets the Conn Smythe Award. Oh, that's a nice moment right there. Oh, well, that doesn't. Well, yeah, that doesn't really look like Johnny Gaudreau at all. But you know, we do what we can. So Gaudreau gets the Conn Smythe Award again. Gaudreau, overtime winners in Game 1 and Game 3. Game 1 was a double overtime. the Tampa Bay Lightning and Steven Stamkos, whose heroics through the final 4 games of that series against the Maple Leafs got them to this point. The Stamkos story will be a big one when we look back on year 1 here of the LSUHL. Steven Stamkos, who should hoist the cup next? This gun's going to just do it randomly? Darren Poopa. Darren Poopa didn't even play. Why the hell would Darren Poopa get it? Roman Hammerlick gets the cup next. Oh, that's a neat little thing. I've never seen that. They're to randomize who gets the cup next. Hammerlick was really good. I'm trying to remember which of the games it was where like the puck was going to leave the zone and Hammerlick kept it barely in at the blue line and then made a great pass to Stamkos. And Hammerlick was just kind of in the middle of everything. Oh, Vasilevsky or St. Louis, no doubt. Yeah, there you go. Marty St. Louis gets his turn with the cup. What a job from St. Louis here in the final. A sensational series for him, a great playoff for him. He wasn't a goal scorer until midway through the Toronto series. We're just going to everybody. Does this go through the whole roster? Or we'll just keep on talking. Oh my God, that Darren Poopa, the backup goalie who didn't play a game, is on that list. It's really, really funny. Ryan McDonough. Oh no, Vinny Cavalier. Cavalier gets it. So the Cavalier, kind of an unsung guy on this roster. Vinny Cavalier was a really. I always liked him. Liked him a great deal. All right, so it's not the full roster thing, but there's your shot, folks. Your Tampa Bay Lightning, the champions, year 1 of the Legend Sports Universe Hockey League. That's a cool shot. I like that. Well done, EA. Good job. Now we're going to show them all getting drunk. That's fantastic. We like that. We're going to show guys doing funky stuff to the cup. The rumor has it that they do. Stanley Cup champions, Tampa Bay Lightning. Very, very cool. I like the little presentation thing they do. So, that brings to a close the first season of the LSUHL. As for what's next, I'm going to do that in a separate video over the next few days. I maybe I'll do it tomorrow, late night tomorrow. We'll see when my wife and I wrap up our night. It is my anniversary with my beautiful better half tomorrow, or well now, today. So we'll have festivities for the day. So probably not tomorrow or the 4th. But at some point in the next few days, I'll be talking about some stuff that's going to be going on here with the Legend Sports Universe as a whole over the next month or so. There are going to be a few, well, I don't want to say changes. I guess changes to a degree. Oh, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that, buddy. But yeah, I don't want to kind of go half into talking about it. I'll just wait till I talk about it, but just kind of be a bit of a modification to how I'm doing some things to get the whole LSU to where I really want to get it to go in a bit quicker fashion. Stuff I've talked about before about the unified timeline, and I'm kind of getting more in tune with that. Oh boy, Stamkos gets crushed there. Oh, big hits. Colorado could have used a few more big goals, though. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a separate video. It's nothing bad. Nothing's going away. None of the leagues are stopping. It's nothing of that kind of a nature. It's just the more that I've thought about the pacing here, even my attempts at accelerating it at the moment aren't quite working because I've been as limited as I've been in time. And like doing the full playoffs here, for year 1 of the LSUHL, like I wanted to do it this way. I love calling hockey for one thing. It's so much fun. But it'll take forever. I'm at a point now where if I'm lucky, I get to do one broadcast a day, and I'm busy enough to I don't always get to do one. Um, so I can't have broadcasting be the main part of the LSU. I've gotten involved in writing. I've gotten a Substack going. The link of that is in the YouTube. And I had forgotten how much I enjoyed writing, as far as like I guess we always used to call it dynasty writing. When I was writing dynasty stuff in the forums on the Out of the Park baseball boards way back when. And now that I've gotten back into doing writing stuff, I'm enjoying that a lot more. And I kind of need to let the writing stuff carry the stories, and the broadcast stuff kind of be supporting the writing rather than the writing supporting the broadcast. But so again, I'll kind of go into that in a bit more detail in a separate video. This video belongs to the Tampa Bay Lightning, the first Legend Sports Universe Hockey League champions. This was a fun postseason, some great games, some great overtime winners. There wasn't a ton of drama here in this Game 5, but this series was sensational. The two conference finals were great. The Colorado-Minnesota series and the Tampa-Toronto series were both just absolutely outstanding and so much fun to call. So yeah, I missed calling hockey, and I love doing it. And hopefully, those of you who watched, I know hockey is not the most popular sport, particularly in the simulation replay kind of hobby environment. But for those of you who did tune in and watch throughout this and follow along, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it. And with that, we will bring this broadcast to a close. Thank you as always for tuning in, folks. Again, check in the Substack. There will be a post-game write-up, locker room report, quotes, etc., up on the Substack. It is free, so you can go and check in on that. Check out any stories you missed from the LSUHL playoffs on that. And yeah, thank you again, Dwayne and Aaron, for being in the chat portion of things this evening. Appreciate that. Bang that like button, everybody, if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Tampa Bay Lightning are your first Legend Sports Universe Hockey League champions.